Hey, I'm Matt with Apprentice Help, and in this video we're going to be going over ratio and proportion, specifically related to triangles, which is one of the most important concepts to understand when you're starting to get into calculating roofs. Okay, so what do I mean when I say ratio and proportion? If you look at these two boxes, this is a 6x6 box and this is a 3x3 box. How many times bigger is the 6x6 box than the 3x3 box? The answer is 2. This is 2 times bigger, and this is 2 times smaller. How do we figure that out? Basically, we take the bigger number, the bigger size, we divide it by the smaller size, and we get the answer 2. Now 2 is the ratio between the bigger and smaller sizes. So if we take this size, 3 times 2, that'll equal 6. That's how you can scale things up and down. So imagine that we have a 3, 4, 5 triangle. And an architect says that, hey, we need to scale this up. So we have this as our metric, and our ratio is 2. We can take each part of the triangle and multiply it by the ratio to have each corresponding part reflected. So 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, let's jump forward a little bit. Let's jump forward a little bit into something that you can expect to see either on the job site or in your carpentry education for an upcoming test. So on the drawings, if you're looking at doing roof calculations, you'll be given a slope for the roof. A pretty common slope is 7/12. And when you do your measurements for your actual building, you'll need to figure out the length of your rafter based on the slope that you're given. Now, when you do your measurements and stuff, you're only going to have maybe one length here. And let's say for the purpose of this example, that's 20. So how do you figure out what the length of the rafter is when you only have one side of the triangle? You can't. Even if you use SOHCAHTOA, you don't have enough information to figure it out. So for this, in this situation, you'll have to use ratio and proportion with the triangle, the slope triangle that you've been given, to create or to basically solve the length of the rafter. Now if you want to, you can solve the whole slope triangle. Say, all right, I have this information over here and this information over here, and I know that these two triangles are proportional, so I need to figure out what the ratio is between them, and then I can actually apply that ratio to the other triangle to figure out the information for the triangle that I need to. So bear with me on this one. Hopefully this is a review for you, that you're learning this in school at the same time and this is a refresher, but if not, we'll just go through it step by step. So let's start with the base unit. So I'll always take the bigger one and divide it by the smaller one. So 20 divided by 12 gives me 1.666, repeating. Right. So 1.666 is our ratio. So you can take 1.6 and multiply it by either of these numbers, and you can have the corresponding angle or the corresponding side on this this triangle over here. So let's try it. So 7 times 1.666 equals 11.662. And now you can either solve this using SOHCAHTOA or Pythagoras theorem, which is fine, or you can continue to apply the ratio and just do this again. So you can take 1.666 times 13.9 equals 23.16, let's say. So using ratio and proportion, we were able to solve this triangle because we knew that the slope triangle and what we were working with are related triangles. We could actually interpolate the ratio between them and then have the rest of it solved. Okay, let's do another example. So let's say that our slope triangle is the base unit of 12 and it's a 3/12. And the The roof that we're working with, the building span is 100 meters across. It's a huge building. So we want to figure out the ratio between these two triangles. So we'll take the bigger number first, 100 divided by 12 equals 8.3 repeating. That's our ratio. So if I want to find the rise here, I will take 3 times 8.333. That's 24.999. Oops. I can either solve the full slope triangle, or I can do the ratio for it, or I can just do Pythagoras theorem for this one, which I'll do. And the answer should be 103.07. Let's say 0.8, rounded up. That's another way of solving your triangles using ratio and proportion. So you always take the bigger number divided by the smaller number and you find your ratio. So in this short video we introduced the concept of ratio and proportion, which is pretty concise. It's a pretty small piece of the puzzle, but it's really important in learning when we go forward to starting to do roof calculations. So in one of the next videos we're going to put all of our triangle theory, ratio, proportion, and SOHCAHTOA together to really understand how to calculate, or how to begin calculating the values for roofs, which is one of the cornerstone things that just won't go away in your carpentry education. It's going to be there in every single level that you do. So it's really important to focus on that. Once again, if you're into some of the quizzes, we have free Red Seal practice quizzes on the Apprentice Help. And if you have any questions, or if you have a request for a video that you'd like to see, please feel free to reach out and email me, and I'll take a look at your question and maybe the video, and then maybe we'll put something together for you. So once again, best of luck, and thanks very much for taking your time to check out the video.